Good morning, everyone. I'm Sujan Jez, and I'm a member of the Tipping Point Leadership Council and CEO of California Competes, a Tipping Point grantee. I'm one of the rare ones who gets to sit on both sides of the table. When I became CEO 6 years ago, a friend suggested I reach out to individual donors to help fuel our work to transform higher education in California. I told her she was crazy. Foundations get us, but aren't individual donors looking for something quicker, more tangible than wonky policy work? She told me to meet with Sam Cobbs. She said, he knows everyone who's anyone in the Bay Area who cares about fighting poverty. She told me his people are different. They like the weeds. I met up with Sam, and to my surprise, he asked me to join the Leadership Council. He explained Tipping Point was supporting more policy work and could use someone with my expertise, someone to help him explain what the heck policy even means. So that's what I'm here to do today. Wish me luck. I want to start by telling you what policy really looks like. It looks like a box in the back of my closet filled with a bunch of old papers. No, these aren't drafts of legislation. These papers were my dad's. When my dad graduated from high school, the only opportunity he saw was in the military. Over the next 20 years, he took thousands of hours of classes at a military university where he learned the theory and practice of how engines work, how to fix them, rewire electrical systems, inspect planes, along with key business skills like managing and leading teams. He became an expert in his craft. When he retired from the military, he visited our local community college. He wanted to step up his craft and become an engineer. He tried to get credit for those military courses but was denied. If he wanted to earn his degree, he'd have to start from scratch, learning things he'd already mastered after 2 decades on the job. So instead, he got a job as a mailman. It wasn't fulfilling, but it was enough for him, for our family, but it was a loss for society. Our country had invested so much into building his expertise. Not accepting his prior training and experience was a policy. A policy said that credit would only count if it was earned on an accredited college campus. The military university he went to didn't count. That box in my closet is filled with the records from my dad's military education: certificates, leadership credentials, detailed logs of training hours, and transcripts from his military courses. Every day, that box reminds me that policy was the difference between him putting his expertise to work in a field that needed him and taking a lower-paying job that never used his expertise at all. But what would it look like if the system had been designed instead for his success and the millions like him? Picture a game of chutes and ladders. My kids were obsessed with this. With a good flick of the spinner, you climb the ladders and move forward. With the bad one, you keep hitting chutes that send you sliding backward. Higher education should work like the ladders, designed for students to move smoothly towards the degree that changes their life. But too often, it works like the chutes, knocking them back for reasons that have nothing to do with their effort. College will always be hard, but it should be hard for the right reasons, because you're learning hard things, not because you're choosing between buying a textbook or dinner. When we talk about policy, the word makes it sound complex, but we're talking about common sense things, making sure the credits you've already earned actually count. That's policy. Ensuring a talented Californian isn't held back from going to college because they can't afford it, that's policy. Providing childcare on campus so students who have young children can go to class, that's policy. Now, changing these policies, it's not easy work. And as I told my friend, a lot of donors shy away from it. It's seen as too complicated, too slow, too hard to measure. But if there's anything I've learned from my time on Tipping Point's Leadership Council, is that where others shy away, Tipping Point leans closer. They know that one bill in Sacramento can have a ripple effect that impacts the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. For the rest of this morning, our hope is to show you that policy isn't abstract. It impacts people just like my dad. You'll meet two remarkable women who are living examples of how these changes transform lives. And you'll get to meet Chris, who drives this work forward as a leader of one of Tipping Point's policy-focused grantee organizations, EdTrust West. For both of us, this work is personal. We each grew up watching parents who wanted to pursue a degree only hit roadblocks along the way. That experience is what connected us years ago and what brought our organizations together to fight for student parents across the state. Behind policies are people, and Chris is one of the best. So it's my honor to welcome to the stage my dear friend and collaborator, EdTrust West Executive Director, Dr. Chris Nellam. Thank you.